Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I'm your host, Nick. As always, I'm joined by my brother, Josh.
Am the night.
Am the night. We are still on the holiday break, so we recorded this extra episode for you. We were going to do this at the end of GOTY so earlier this year, and then we just couldn't get it to work properly. And then we just said, screw it, we'll save it for later. And so we're back, and we're going to rank the tier. We're gonna tier, right? We're gonna tier the
Fearless, yes.
yes. We're gonna tier the Batman animated series villains. Only the ones that Josh knows. I may know some of them. I may be able to help out and chime in. But the likelihood is, if it's not someone with a hobbyist name like the Riddler or the Joker, I may not know who they are. So Josh may have to step in and remind me.
Oh, I know all of them, Nick. You gotta realize, Batman was my shit growing up.
Batman was this. Yeah, we used to lock Josh in caves with bats and ask him
Yes.
why do we get up, Josh? Why do we fall down, Josh?
To get back up.
To get back up. Before we get into the bats and his rogue, is it Rogue Gallery or Rogues Gallery?
Rogues Gallery?
Rogues Gallery. It sounds right. I'm new to comic
that sounds
books,
right.
so I mean, as you can tell, if you're watching the video on YouTube, you can tell I've got my collection behind me. I've got the new setup. But before we get into the Rogues Gallery, just some show stuff up top. You can get Smashing Game Time anywhere you get your podcast. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcast, and YouTube Proper, where you can see our lovely faces in video form. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right. We do not fuck with the algorithm. No machines here. No written reviews. No 5 stars. We just want your word of mouth. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell whoever about Smashing Game Time. And then we still have the Crembos song, Train Covered in White. This is still considered Game of the Year for now, so we're going to keep that for this episode, and then we're going to go back to Hunt Him Down. So if you're liking those little Crembo songs, get the link down in the show notes and go find his other stuff. It's really good. I used to use it for some tutorial videos I used to make on YouTube. And then you keep an eye out for our worded Game of the Years on the website. I've started mine. I just need to finish it, and I've got the next few days to do that. So I'm going to do that. Check out that for the new year. Should be up on the website. I don't know when Josh's will be.
I'm gonna try and get it in this week.
Yeah, just don't when you go to share it, like let me know ahead of time, just so we can schedule them apart and we're not on top of each other.
Wait, when are you gonna put yours out?
Let's see. So it'll be after this is out on Wednesday. So I'll probably have it out on Thursday. It just depends, because Thursday is my first day back to work.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk.
I mean,
We'll talk.
I've got my list on my head. I just don't have it on paper.
I have it written down. I've started doing some paragraphs. I did a lot of writing today. I was pretty happy about that. It was my second major day without kids, without work to do at the house. So that was nice. Without further, before we do that, Josh, how you feeling after Game of the Year?
Actually, I think it's honestly, this is weird to say. The holidays this year didn't seem as crazy as they normally do.
They kind of not breezed by, but they kind of
just came and went.
And now we're like all getting ready to head back to work. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, I've been at work, so
I go back on Thursday. I'll be remote on Thursday, just because I don't think anyone will actually be back, and everything I need to do is on this computer.
I've got no bosses until January 6th.
Oh shit! I think mine aren't back until like February 1st.
God damn, that must be nice.
Yeah, it will be. But I've got I've got an event for February 5th that I'm planning, so I have to like hit the ground running. I have to hit the ground running on that. Yeah, I feel Game of the Year went really well. We got our 10 categories in. I think I like 4 days better than 5 days. Just because I feel like when we were doing 5 days and having those 3 extra categories, we were kind of scraping. Like, yeah, we didn't do best moment, but I also think we both played less games this year compared to last year.
I mean, it definitely got a little chaotic. Yeah. This year was just a whirlwind. It seems like we kept telling ourselves 2024 is going to be a great year, and it just came and went. I mean, literally, I can't believe we're already at the new year.
Yeah, when this goes up, it's New Year's Day, right? New Year's Day is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Exactly.
God damn. I gotta start thinking because you're getting ready to go on. You're gonna go on paternity leave here soon.
Not until March.
Well, that'll
Uh,
be here before we know it.
well, yeah, I know. I'm just
I gotta start thinking like who I'm gonna have on the show while you're away on daddy duty. Because you're gonna want some time away from the podcast to focus on that. I promise you.
sure. I don't. I mean, I don't know. This is my first kid, so
You're gonna want the time, man. I swear it.
oh, I believe you. I don't know how to feel about it.
I mean, you can skip all that and just be on the podcast. That's cool too.
Well, at that point, I would imagine the kid's probably asleep, and hopefully Andy's asleep. So
Oh, they sleep when they want to sleep, man. You'll find out. You'll find out. I'm being the coy little shit who's already a dad. Like, oh, you'll find out. You'll find out,
you'll
you little
find
shit.
out.
Josh, do we need by the way, I'm looking at the tier list off screen here. I notice we have S, A, B, C, and D. We need an F though, don't we?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I didn't think about that. I had to fix it, so I did have an F in there originally, but I forgot I remade it because I thought it was the tier list acting up.
I'll add a row below. I got you. I got you, Poppy.
Gracias.
F, and I'm gonna make that one purple. It's gonna be purple. Yeah, there we go. All right. So then let's yeah, game of the year is good. I didn't think going in that the Lost Crown would be our compounded game of the year, but hey, we got it there. And a lot of fun categories. If I could go back, I'd probably do a best moment, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll do a list of best moments on the website if I can find the time. My hair is currently in a phase where it gets very bowly. This is before it like gets good. Like I could put it up right now, but it still look like a bowl. So I'm in an ugly hair phase right now. So please don't judge me. Please be considerate when commenting on my hair. Not just Josh, but anyone who comments on the
By
YouTubes.
chance, is your top purple?
Is my what?
Your top, your southeast jersey, is that purple or is
No,
it
it's black. I think I'm just a little discolored on my camera.
It looks like it because I go see your headband and then I see your Fortnite chair. They're clearly purple, or they appear to be purple, and then your shirt appears to be purple. And I'm like, no, that has to be black.
I do think it's my lighting. I do think it's my color on my camera. I've had to play with it because it just looks off. But I mean, anytime I look, it's just this one shirt that looks purple. Anything else black I wear. Like this headband is kind of a blue, so I wasn't too worried about that. My headphones still look black, I think. And this
Wait, so is the headband actually purple then?
it's like a navy, almost like an
Okay, so
indigo.
so closer than a black at that point.
Yeah. And this pullover's old. This pullover's like pushing 10 years old at this point. It's old. Hey, I don't buy a lot of clothes. I just don't.
Oh, that's fair.
Let's get in the tier list. Enough about my outfits. Let's do the tier list. So we've got how many did you say? 29 villains here?
29 villains.
And how are we tiering these? Are we tiering them as like this is the villain, or like they put Batman through the ringer, or they're really cool? How are we doing this?
Um, I honestly, since you don't know a lot of them, I want like obviously I'll tell you like how many episodes they appear and what like in what point did they appear, and maybe couple interesting tidbits. And I want you to just based on what you hear. Like obviously you're gonna get the Joker and Two Face, Harley Quinn. You're gonna get all those. So yeah, of
So
course you're gonna make.
so you know what? To make it a little more fun, let's do it this way. You tell me like I'll go on the person, you tell me the name, and then I'll just tell me the name and tell me how many appearances they made, and then I'll make assumptions, and then I will tier them. And once we've tiered all of them, you go back and tell me, no, 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 this person, blah, blah. That way it's almost like a game.
Okay, so are you gonna randomly pick, or are you gonna go in the order I have it in?
I'm
Because
gonna
you'll
go in the
make me
order
have
I
to.
have it here on the screen.
Okay, so you're gonna read it from left to right and down.
Yep. So I'm gonna start with this little girly one,
All right.
this guy with the eye patch. All right. So what is this little dolly's name? I've seen her episode.
Okay, so her villain name is Baby Doll.
Okay.
Her name is Mary Louise Dahl, Dahl. So basically,
Okay.
one episode appearance. It was called so it was season 2, episode 11. The
So
episode was called Baby Doll.
doesn't she wants to be a doll, or she thinks she's a doll, or she was a child and wants to be an adult?
She is a grown woman trapped in a child's body.
Okay, and she's trying to. Her episode is her trying to switch bodies with somebody, right?
No, her episode is she basically so she becomes famous, has her own show. It goes well, but of course, after time dwindles, the ratings start to go down. It gets canceled.
As most
She
child
gets
stars face off.
right.
Yeah, face. Yep.
The final season, they bring in a new character who kind of steals the limelight from her, and she kind of has a mental breakdown and like basically takes her fake family and holds them hostage to become her real family because she just has a psychotic breakdown.
Okay, so I recall this episode like I remember this episode having some high notes and being very emotional. She's not a mainstay. I do think that the episode she's there for is very hard hitting, so I think I'm gonna put her up in the B column. That for Dollface is her name, right?
Baby doll.
Baby doll. Baby doll's going in the B according to me.
All right.
Who is this eye patch wearing motherfucker?
This is Count Vertigo.
One episode?
You're right. One episode.
All right, you don't need
Uh,
to tell me anything that he did. You can adjust it when we go back through. I'm gonna guess that Count Vertigo, Count Dracula here, not not very serious, kind of looks like a goofball. I'm gonna put him in the F column.
all right. Next one is Lockup.
Lockup. I'm guessing he's a bank robber. He was only in one episode.
That is correct.
He's only in one episode. It was probably a very vicious episode. It might even, you know what? He's so brutal looking. I bet you this was an episode where Batman wasn't there, and like Robin and Batgirl had to fight him, and so it was a little. It's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z when Goku's not there. So that's how Garlic Jr. and his squad were able to, give Gohan and Piccolo and Krillin the business because your heroes of the earth aren't there. So everyone else has like having to fight this guy, which probably made this guy a big menace. So, I'm going to put him up in the C range. Not too, like, if Batman were there, ass whooped, guaranteed. Batman wasn't there, so I bet you he's more, that moves him up. Who, who are these goosebumps looking motherfuckers?
The Terrible Trio.
One episode?
One episode.
Oh, man. They kind of, oh, man. If you're watching, there's a picture of someone wearing like a shark head, a wolf head, and then like a parrot head. They look fucking foolish. I'm gonna put them down here with Count Spinny Eye.
Next.
How am I doing so far? Just a general.
Honestly, you're doing pretty good, in my opinion. You're doing
You'll
pretty good.
we'll go back through them and you'll give us
No,
a
we'll go
little
back
more
and
on each.
I'll give you a little more in each one, and we'll get a
And
little more in depth.
we can
with
adjust
it,
accordingly. Who is
yes.
this? I imagine this is the guy with the red skin here.
This is Lloyd Ventrix, aka the Invisible Man.
Okay, one episode, I bet.
Yes.
I bet you it's like this is like one of those cases where he wasn't a bad guy and then an experiment goes terribly wrong and his wife got kidnapped or something, so he's having to do this shit that he normally wouldn't do, but it's because he loves his wife so fucking much. And by the end of it, Bruce aka Batman, in case you didn't know Bruce Wayne was Batman, spoiler
What?
alerts. I bet you Batman convinces him to change his ways. Invincible Man still goes to jail, but his wife ends up getting rescued and he learns something along the way. Probably not the most memorable episode, but still like emotional enough to resonate with fans. I'm going to say probably in the C range for the Invincible Man here. Is this next one Calendar Man?
No, this is Clock King.
Clock King. More than one episode?
More than one episode.
Okay, so it's already gonna bump him up a little bit. If you got more than one episode, I think people take you a little more seriously in Gotham. He looks like a fucking fool. He looks like a Colin Robinson motherfucker for those who watch What We Do in the Shadows. I'm guessing his powers are clock related, or he's making bombs with clocks, which kind of takes him down a peg because everyone's making bombs. It doesn't make you special, dude. Just because he's got more than one episode, I'm gonna put him up in the D range.
Perfect.
Who's this ketchup mustard motherfucker?
This is Condiment King.
Repeat that name.
Condiment King.
I thought I was having a stroke there. I thought you said Condiment King.
Yeah, he's got a mustard and ketchup gun.
Are you gonna tell me he's in 2 episodes?
Oh, he's only in one.
Okay, okay. The audacity of Condiment Man. Well, he's only got the 2 condiments. He's got ketchup and mustard. He obviously doesn't have relish or mayo. He's got a pickle on his head though, so that's something. I'm gonna guess this guy works at a concession stand. He's probably a hot dog vendor. Batman didn't pay for a hot dog, or someone didn't pay for a hot dog, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he ketchuped and mustarded his family to death. Pretty serious stuff. I'm putting him in the sea. When
All
when
right,
you kill when
next.
you kill someone with ketchup and mustard, that's a crime of passion. It's a fucking crime of passion.
I mean, you turn out to, if that's like your superpowers is you have a mustard and ketchup gun and you're able to murder somebody, yeah, you're up there. You're not Joker level. You're above him. You're almost God tier.
Is he like Spider-Man where the ketchup and mustard are coming out of his veins? Or
I wouldn't be
2002
surprised.
Spider. Peter, what's
He
going on in there?
he pisses out relish juice.
Oh, disgusting. This next one I know
Next up,
this is Talia al Ghul, right?
nope, this is Red Claw.
Way fucking off. One episode?
More than one.
Isn't she like Batman's Craven the Hunter kind of?
I mean, to an extent, yes, technically.
She's coming from South Africa. She's like, I'm going to hunt the bat. I don't know why she sounds like Arnold, but she sounds like
Uh,
Arnold.
that's a weird impression, but yeah,
I'm
she
going to
basically.
I hunted the bat.
I mean, to an extent, she is. Yes, technically. I mean, I say technically because, well, I don't want to give too much away until we talk about her, but more than one episode,
Is she at all like a love interest for Bruce?
no.
Is she like, I'm so conflicted because I love Bruce Wayne, but I hate Batman and they are one in the
No,
same.
he only gets a handful of those, and she's not one of them.
She's not one of them. I'm gonna put her in the F
Damn,
because
all right.
because I mistook her for somebody else, and that's not good. It's not good.
Uh,
Who's next? Is this
next,
Zeus? Is this Zeus?
this is Maxie Zeus.
I was completely guessing. I just he's dressed like a Greek motherfucker. He's got the sash. One episode.
One episode.
What does he shoot lightning?
I don't want to give that away. You're going based off looks here. Come on.
All right, one episode. He's a Greek god. Zeus is pretty crafty. You know what Zeus could do in the myths? He could change into other people. So you know he probably changed into a lady and seduced Bruce, and they had a baby, and that's how Robin was born. I'm gonna put him in the C range because those powers sound really cool.
You
Who's
should know
this?
who this next one is. You should know. Come on.
This mad? Is this the Calendar Man? Is this Calendar Man?
This is not Calendar Man.
Who is this? I don't know.
This is Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange. Is he in the Court of the Owls?
He might be in some iteration of it, but I don't know. I don't think so.
I just like saying Court of the Owls. It rolls off the tongue. Court of the Owls.
Fun fact, only appeared in one episode.
In the animated series?
Yeah,
His popularity probably took off in the comics afterwards or something.
probably.
Because the only one they made up for the series is Harley, right?
Yeah.
And now she's fucking. I mean,
Everywhere.
you just saw what Matt sent us. She's got a fart comic coming out.
Yeah, I know.
Josh is all right. I got every variant of the cover.
Trust me, it's paid for and taken. Let's go.
I don't think Hugo has powers. He's just a master manipulator and a plotter, I think. But the fact that as soon as you said his name, I knew it. I'm gonna put him in the B range.
Nice, nice. I know you know this one.
I don't like this version of him, but this is Killer Croc.
You're correct. I also don't like the version of him they have here.
He's an albino crocodile in this one. With the version of him they did in Arkham Asylum, like terrifying huge crocodile chasing you through the sewers of Arkham. Great. This I'm more like, I don't know, man. Go get some sun.
He kind of reminds me of Tombstone from Spider-Man.
Yeah, very tombstoney. I will say this is probably besides Bane, this is like one of Batman's better muscular villains. Better like,
Yes.
hey, we're gonna go toe for toe. We're gonna trade some punches here. You know, I kind of get a soft spot for Killer Croc, and you know what? He appeared in more than one episode, right?
That is correct.
I don't know his backstory, so I don't know if he's tragic, but I do like a muscular man, and I think he probably pushed Batman to his limits. I'm gonna put him in the A spot.
All right.
Who's is this a
Like
is this a Falcone? Is this a gangster? Gangster,
this is
gangster.
this is Roland Daggett.
Okay, so this sounds like a lawyer.
Um, I mean, no, yes, okay. So, uh, it just is a quick like quip for him. He is kind of like the Gotham equivalent of Lex Luthor.
Okay, it's kind of in Iron Man 2, the Hammer, the other industry guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So he's the well because the actual the Gotham's counterpart to Lex Luthor is actually Bruce Wayne. Josh, I'll have you know.
Also, I forgot to mention this. I say technically, he was also created by the animated series.
Okay, well I mean
He's just a lesser known. Like Harley
people
Quinn took off more.
people know Harley. People don't know what was it, Daggett.
Roland Daggett, yes.
Just for that reason, sure, he was created for the series. Nobody knows him. We'll put him in the F column. He looks like a one episode chump.
He's actually multiple.
Well, fuck. I've already committed to the F column. Uh, the Mad Hatter. I
Yes.
know. This, I hate it when they do like the gimmicks, like we pulled something from Alice in Wonderland. Isn't that funny? He ho ho ho. Was this guy only in one episode?
Multiple.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even know what he did. I'm gonna put him in the D column. Cause I bet you he's into some dark shit. I bet you he's more daunting than he lets on. Next one is Riddler. I mean, is it any question? He's going into the S column. He's a man of many riddles. His arch nemesis is a detective, probably the greatest detective on earth. He wants to test that any way he can. Yeah, he's going up top, and he had a bomb ass level in that a hard ass level too in that Batman animated series video game.
He's also just a great side quest throughout all the Batman games.
Hmm. This is Falcone.
Rupert Thorne.
God damn it, he looks like a Falcone.
But you're right though on the gangster part.
Gangsta. When it comes to the gangster bad guys, and there are exceptions to this rule, but for the ones that I know don't have powers or don't have something cool about them, that already knocks them a little bit. I'm sure this guy's pulling some strings, but not the right ones. What's his name again?
Rupert Thorne.
Rupert.
Multiple episodes.
Rupert Thorne is going in the B's.
All
Going in
right.
the B's. This is Talia.
That is correct.
Okay. Love interest of Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, multiple episodes, you said.
Yep.
But I don't think this was like her peak of popularity, was it?
No, I don't think she really peaked until they introduced Damian Wayne, and even then,
All right, I'm gonna put her. I'm gonna put her in the B, just because I don't know much about her, but I feel like she is important. This is her father.
Raj Al Ghul.
Yep, and I know his Batman. Liam Neeson had a great bout as him, but in the animated series, I can't speak to it too much. I'm just gonna put him in the B. Poison Ivy.
Hmm?
My first love.
Everybody's first love.
Oh, Ivy. I think it's just hard to take her seriously because all you really need to beat her is a good old fashioned burn. Just get a match and get it going, and I'm sure that's how Batman beat her a few times. Was he pulled out his bat matches, bat box? Ooh, that's say that 10 times fast. Bat box of matches, and just set a flame to her plants. She's also tragic though, just because like really what she wants at the end of the day is not the worst thing in the world, but she wants to kill people to make it happen. I'm gonna put her in the A column. Bane. He broke the bat.
He did.
He's broken the bat in many mediums. Uh, Probably Batman's best muscular guy. I'm gonna put him in the S column. Scarface.
But it's not just Scarface.
and and the guy with his hand up his ass.
Ventriloquist and Scarface.
Ventriloquist and Scarface. I think the tricky part about this is and there are multiple episodes, I know this.
Mhm.
You can't have one without the other. So Scarface doesn't have ventriloquist, Scarface is useless. If ventriloquist doesn't have Scarface, he just turns into a bumbling pussy. Um I do like that dynamic though, where it's like a wuss that needs a tough guy to say everything that he wants to say and do everything that he wants to do. It's almost like Jeff Dunham. Um,
Oh,
oh, shots fired at the puppet guy. I'm gonna put him in the A. I really like that dynamic. Man Bat. See, I'm starting to know all of them.
you're catching. I like it. I mean, the rest of them are like if you don't know them, it's like okay, you've never seen Batman before.
Man Bat, I'd say he's right up there with not right up there. I'd say he's a little under Killer Croc. Probably lesser appearances. It's essentially Batman's Morbius, where he was a good guy, he got transformed into a bat, and now he's doing this stuff. He doesn't want to do it, but the bat blood is making him do it, man. And there's just the added fun of Batman versus Man Bat. Just
I
saying
mean,
that.
it's up there with Batman versus Dracula. Come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna put him in the B column. He seems like a B movie villain. And that's okay. Clayface. I'm automatically putting Clayface in S. I know his tragic backstory. I don't have it fully figured. He was an actor, and shit didn't work out. He turned into clay, and so he uses his acting to become other people, and it's actually a pretty cool dynamic. And I'm sure you can explain it more when we get back to him. But based off of what I know about him, I'm gonna put him in the S. Uh, my son says there's a ghost in his house. I'm a little freaked out.
Do I need to call my witch?
No, no witch, not yet. Just kids being kids. Penguin. See, I always thought Penguin in this show was cheesy. I always felt like, when an episode, how like some episodes will start and then he's already fighting a bad guy and that bad guy gets arrested like 5 minutes into the episode and then the
It's
real
always the
thing
Penguin.
begins. It's always the Penguin. I think he gets a hit from that. He's been redeemed a little bit in other mediums, but I feel like in this medium, in this animated show, he's down to the C tier. Scarecrow. I think Scarecrow's right up there with him in C. Again, the major episodes where Scarecrow's the bad guy, it's not really Scarecrow you have to beat. It's the shit he's doing with your head and then his henchmen that are bigger than him that you have to deal with. And then once you've kind of cleared the way, it's like, well, I just have to beat up this fucking Scarecrow now. And he's a therapist. Who's afraid of their therapist? You can't see, but Josh is raising his hand.
Oh yeah, sorry, I need to go this way.
Catwoman. Catwoman is here. Selena Kyle. This is this is Batman's Black Cat. Did Black Cat or Catwoman come from? I'm sure Catwoman came first.
I think Catwoman came first.
Marvel, you sneaky little fuckers. You thought we wouldn't see it. You thought we wouldn't see it, but we saw it. We saw it, you fucks. I'm gonna put her. She's always kind of been annoying to me.
I don't think she became interesting until after the 2000s.
In what way? Not to
Just,
influence me.
I mean, just in every way. I think when she was strictly like more towards the villain side, but also kind of like anti-hero, like still stealing shit on the low side, but at the same time, kinda sorta helping Batman. It was like, okay, you're teeter-tottering too much and you lean more towards villain, where now it's like she's definitely more towards the okay, I'm gonna work with Batman. I'm not gonna steal anything. I might claim I'm going to, but I'm not actually gonna do it.
See, my issue, and I think I've seen a few episodes like this where her thing is she wants to steal a thing, and in the process of stealing it, she bumps into like a bigger evil, and then requires either the help of Batman or she's like, "Hey, let's work together. Someone's trying to steal this thing. We got to stop them." And then once they stop him, she's like, "Ha ha! I took it. I took the vase. Ha 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 ha." And that's not a her thing. That might just be a writer's thing, but I think that drops her down to A. I think that's what keeps her from S is like the strength of the writing. And maybe there's like bonkers episodes that I don't remember. But that's what I remember. Uh Mr. Freeze, you know him, you love him. You loved him way more before Arnold played him, though I do love a good ice pun. He's got a frozen wife, he's trying to get her back. I don't know, he seems more distracted than anything. Like, I think if you put the frozen gun down and said, "Hey, Batman, my wife is dying. I know you're Bruce Wayne. I know you are." Like, at this point, like, who doesn't know it's Bruce Wayne? I'm gonna put him down in the A column just because he doesn't seem serious. He doesn't seem serious about saving his wife. I know there's that movie. That movie's really good. The one where he's got, like, the polar bears, and that's
Sub
fucking baller.
Zero. Yeah.
That's fucking baller. But he doesn't seem like a serious man. Uh, Harley Quinn, I mean, fucking launched in the animated series and just has become this whole, I'd say, worldwide phenomenon. The most popular costume, Chris Halloween costume, year after year. I bet. Uh, she got her own movies. Like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, just there's a reason why people prefer Harley Quinn over the Joker when it comes to movies at this point. I think it's because I think beyond Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, we really, I mean, it's just been hit or miss with it. Where with Harley Quinn, we've only had one, interpretation of her, and it's been fantastic. She's Margie Robbins. She did a great job at it.
she did a great job. And then, yes, I mean, that's the foundation. So whoever plays her next, have fun. It's a fun. It seems like it's a fun role to play. You just get the wasn't Lady Gaga her, but kind of not.
But we're not talking about Joker. What the fuck it's called? We're not going to talk about it. We're
Foledo.
not.
It's
Yeah,
called Joker Foledo.
we're not going to talk about it. Okay, it's before James Gunn's time. All
I
right.
I might watch it. I just watched
Uh,
Megalopolis, so I'm in the habit of watching bad movies right now. Two
I'm
Face.
following you.
Two Face scared me as a child. Um, Again, I think he's more menacing than Penguin, but I also think he's used a lot as the opening villain of an episode more than he is like the actual villain. And his heists are always so boring. He's just robbing shit. I mean, they're mostly they're all just robbing shit, but I think that puts him down to A. And then the Joker, I'm the Joker, baby. I'm putting him in the S.
Mark
How was I
Hamill.
not?
I mean, it's the best Joker we've ever gotten.
It's Mark Hamill as the Joker. Like, that's besides Luke Skywalker, that's his like number
That's
one
his
thing.
shit.
Yeah. All right, so I've ranked all 29. We're gonna go back through. We're gonna start from F and work our way up. Josh,
Yes.
let's start with what's this guy? No, let's start from left. Let's go left to right. Eyeball
Okay.
Man.
Count Vertigo. So, what do you want to know about him, Nick? I mean,
Just-
obviously he only appeared in one episode. Episode was called Off Balance.
Do you think he needs to go up, down, stay where he's at?
No, he's definitely in a perfect spot. Um, basically, he's just a pissed off employee. That's all it is. I mean, there's
For Wayne Enterprise.
yes.
And what's his power?
So his power. Okay, it's not so much power. It's he has the technology. So basically, his eye patch allows him to cause hallucinations.
Oh, so he's kind of like a scarecrow knockoff.
Yes, but it's more of like like. Have you seen Bleach?
No.
Okay, never mind that. I can't go to that example. Basically, he just really fucks with your mind with mental illusions. Not to the scarecrow point where it's like you're it's in your body and it stays in your body until you get it out. It's whenever he basically emits his hallucinations from his patch, that causes it. And then once he's done, it like wears off almost immediately.
And wait, that was technology being produced at Wayne Enterprise?
Yes, he was originally trying to work on a sonic drill for Gotham City.
Okay.
Um, but then basically Bruce found out that he was taking it and using that technology to steal money and stuff, and he got fired.
So he beat his fucking ass. He
Pretty
fired him as
much.
Bruce Wayne, and then he showed up as Batman and fucking punched his ticket. So he stays in the F.
Yeah. He stays in the F.
What about the screw crew here?
The terrible trio. Okay, so it is Warren Lawford, Armand Lidecker, and Gunther Hardwick. Oof. They only appeared one episode. It was called. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to it. The Terrible Trio. Oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Whatever. Oh, it is called The Terrible Trio. I was right. Yeah. The Terrible Trio is the episode. Um, they're basically like rich, spoiled brats.
Did they work for Bruce also?
No. Like one of them, like they all basically became friends at Gotham University in a fraternity. They just all have different, like, they're not explicitly stated what group, what businesses their families own, but they're just very powerful influences. And like, basically, think if their parents were probably and their grandparents were probably part of the Court of Owls.
Do they have any powers?
No,
Just the power of influence.
basically.
Which, if you have the power of influence, you don't have to put a mask on. Hey, Terrible Trio and Batman, if you're listening,
Basically, they're just Batman without the utility belt.
and they get the snot beat out of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, they do end up getting some high, like they like one of them gets like a harpoon gun. Um, they also get like a car, like a getaway car that has like a bunch of technology in it, like nothing like fancy like Batman, but just enough where it's like, yeah, okay, clearly rich people are doing this. Like poor people couldn't afford this.
Well, and the dilemma becomes they outnumber you.
Yes, and they're
But
all physically fit
ooh,
and audacious, and they all have they're at this point. This isn't year one Batman. This is Batman in, I would say, maybe his prime. Yeah, I would say it's his prime because it's just about the time we get our first Robin and Batgirl. So,
hmm. All right, so they stay in F.
oh yeah, they stay in
What about our old? What about Arnold down here, old Red Claw?
F. A Red Claw.
Batman, I hate you, but
So,
Bruce, I love you.
first episode that she appeared in is The Cat and the Claw, Part One.
Ooh,
Well,
it's a two-parter, so
last
you know.
yes, she's in both, and then the last episode she appeared in was The Lion and the Unicorn. Um, so basically, she is a leader of an international terrorist group.
All right, say more.
Um, so, wow,
Do you
how
think
do
she
I?
goes
So
up or do you think she stays?
this is where it's tough because for an international terrorist group, where her first appearance is her and her group stole a deadly plague that ends up being stolen by Catwoman.
If you give it up to Catwoman, you deserve to get robbed.
Right. Like at that point, it's like, yep, yeah, you probably deserve to stay down at the F. Because if you were just like a henchman, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you deserve to go up. You went toe to toe with Catwoman and Batman, but the fact you got your ass kicked and you're an international leader of this organization, yeah,
You got your
no,
plague stolen, homie.
yeah. And then she does come back, um, and it is kind of a hunt for Batman. That's why you kind of brought the sort of Bane, or not Bane, Craven.
Mm.
But beyond that, there's nothing really particular about her. She just has all the money and technology she needs because she works as the leader of an international terrorist group.
I'm noticing a trend here. If you have money, you can be a Batman hero or villain,
But she is also an expert martial artist, so they'll good for good fights.
and a master of karate. What about Mr. Weasley over here?
Rupert, I don't know, it's the other guy. Sorry, I got to pull my list back up.
Come on, Josh, you're killing me.
Well, we have it in a different order now, so I actually have to pull it up. I'm sorry.
You should you
Roland Daggett.
There you go.
Thank you.
Is he staying? Is he going? What's going on?
Oh, he stays there. There's nothing really interesting about him. So he does appear. His first episode is Feet of Clay, Part One.
So he basically sets up Clayface. He's like,
Basically,
hey, Mr. Clayface, you work for me now.
yeah. And then he last appears in Batgirl Returns. 6 episodes he appeared
Okay. Hey,
in.
six more than I thought he was in.
Basically, he's the one who offers Clayface. So we're gonna get into Clayface here a little bit. Basically, Clayface wants to basically mold his face into the character he's playing. See, obviously he's a very famous actor. His methodology is really good. He just cannot change his appearance. Everybody notices his face. He's like, no, I don't want people to notice me for my face. I want them to notice for my acting ability. So he offers him this cream that allows him to manipulate his face and change his facial features, which comes to find out is actually has chemicals in it that turns him into Clayface.
Traumatic, dude. But does he? So he stays even though he set up Clayface.
Uh, yeah. I mean, he just basically he's more like an underling. He like sets things up to fail, or it sets up the villains to become who they are. But him himself as a villain is terrible.
Okay.
He's like like you said, he's like Hammer.
Yeah,
Industries,
Hammer
the
from
guy.
Iron. Yeah,
Yeah,
from Iron Man 2. Like, yeah, he's a villain, but just in name. That's about it. He doesn't really do anything except for be a whiny little
Yeah.
curmudgeon. All
I
right.
almost say like remember the villain, the dark figure from the Amazing Spider-Mans 1 and 2?
Mhm.
It's basically him,
Yeah,
but just not as interesting.
pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Yes.
All right, moving up. So everyone in F that I put in F is going to stay. So I'm at 100% so far. We're going to move up to D. Josh, tell me about the Time Wizard.
This is Clock King, also known as Temple Fugate, however you want to put it.
I call him the Time Wizard, baby.
2 episodes. First appeared in The Clock King, and last appeared in Time Out of Joint.
So I'm guessing he can manipulate time.
No, no, no. Nick, just think about it. What his it's clock based, so think this as he doesn't have any powers. What does that usually mean? Like Calendar Man, for example.
He's an assassin who's killing people, and then like, so let's say he kills you, and then the cops are there, and they look at the clock, and like, Time Wizard set the clock to 3. That means that the next place someone's gonna die at 3. Blah 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 blah. Something like that.
No, more like he basically times his. I don't know. I almost said missions. His work. His work is centered around time. So it'd be like his. It's like, okay, we're gonna set off this bomb at 3:15 p.m. and then right after that at 4. Basically, it's all time based. There's nothing interesting about it.
No.
I actually think he deserves to be an F.
Oh, okay. So we're moving him down. All right, Time Wizard,
Yes.
down you go. Oh no, did my mouse just die again? This would be the second episode in as many weeks. Where this? Okay, it's back.
Do you need a new mouse?
No, no. It's the batteries. It's the batteries. My mouse is fine. Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter. So, Jarvis Teach. He appeared in 6 episodes.
Does he lure little girls down holes that go up to trees? Oh wait, that's the rabbit. Never mind.
That almost got a little creepy.
No, that's the rabbit's the one that lures people.
Anywho, first appeared in Mad as a Hatter, and then last appeared in Make Him Laugh.
Original titles.
So he originally worked for Wayne Enterprises. He was basically working on mind control equipment for them, and ironically, or not ironically, he had a romantic interest in his coworker at the time, Alice.
Jesus Christ. I mean, so I wasn't too far off.
No, you weren't. So eventually, he gets frustrated after hearing that she has a boyfriend,
Hate when that
and
happens.
kind of just says fuck it, I'm gonna go. What he was basically working on mice to use that equipment. It's like, I'm gonna put it in a hat, and I'm gonna control her mind. I'm gonna make her love me.
Does it work?
Obviously it doesn't. Batman stops him.
No. Is he good at D or does he need to go down?
um I think he can stay at D. He does. I mean, I think this is probably where he starts to get a little more interesting as a villain throughout all of the media, because everyone labels him as, oh, he does kooky things, and he's basically a ripoff of the Riddler in a sense. And it's like, no, he does his own thing. It's more geared towards Alice, and he definitely has, like, especially if you look at like Batman Arkham City, he very much has a very creepy like setup.
I do like it when a more goofy villain starts to get taken more seriously, like the Spot with the newer Spot animated Spider-Man movie, The Spot.
Oh, I mean, such a great villain to have, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it made him so good.
So I always love it when writers take like obscure or someone not taken too seriously, and they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna build him back better." So Hatter stays at D. What about Sam Fisher here at C?
Lock up. So one
Was I
episode for
close on what I said that he's like he pops up when Batman's not there?
what do you mean?
Like he's one of those villains that pops up whenever Batman's like out of town, and
Oh
like
no,
okay,
no.
damn,
Although that would have been really good.
that would have been good.
Um, so he basically used to work for Wayne Enterprises. You're going to very much catch on to this.
I'm noticing a trend.
um, when Arkham Asylum needed a new head of security, Bruce was like, "Oh, I think this guy, Loyal Bolton, which is his name, would be a good fit for it, like a perfect for the job. Um,
However,
However, he got really like he learned that hey, the doctors and nurses let me do whatever kind of whatever I want to an extent, so I'm going to see what I can do with it. And he kind of abuses his power.
what is
Uh,
his power?
he doesn't have one.
Oh, he's just a muscular guy that gets stressed out.
He basically think of police brutality right now and just attach it to this character
So he does police brutality in the cells, but then on the
to the point where
streets, what's he doing on the streets?
well, hold on, let me get there. To the point where he basically beat the shit or terrified the Scarecrow so badly that he escaped Arkham just to get away from him.
Good for the Scarecrow.
Uh, as far as that goes, he basically just kind of goes after everybody and says that everybody's like basically he looks at crime as or just everything, politics, everything as black and white,
Okay,
as
so
like
no
oh
gray area. Like, hey, you stole that baby formula to feed your hungry baby that you can't afford the
yes,
food for. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and you're going to jail.
yes,
Okay. I kind of like it when the villains have a code like that. Not I don't like that code. I'm not saying yes, beat the villains up, but I do like it when they play around with morality. Where does he stay in C, or do you think it goes down?
uh, I kind of want to say he goes down a little bit. I mean, for the time, maybe it was like, oh, but like even for modern times, it's like, yeah, that's basically just about every corrupt person of the law would like, you know what I mean? Like that. Besides becoming a vigilante, that's basically what every law. I can't say every law, but what every. What are the
He
words I'm looking for? Nick, help me out here.
he thinks he's Batman. He thinks he's just like
Yes,
Batman. He's like
he thinks he's above the law.
it's essentially the scene in The Dark Knight, like, "What's the difference between you and me?" And Batman's like, "I'm not wearing hockey pants." But this is a serious conversation. Like, the animated series has serious conversations about these, like, if Lockout can't do it, why can Batman do it? Why is Batman more justified than Lockout?
Right.
So they play around with fun little questions like that. Which we're not gonna answer here because we don't have this is a short episode. Invincible Man.
Yes, Lloyd Ventrix. Um, oh boy. Okay, so basically, he was a robber. Or
That's
he was arrested as a robber. His wife divorces him, puts a restraining order up, and he has a daughter. So he's very
strange. You were right first time.
estranged from his daughter. Okay. Um, so eventually, he becomes an errand boy, or he basically he reforms himself. He becomes a basically a good person to society because he wants to at least establish his relationship with his estranged daughter. Uh, in that phase, ends up working for Sam Gittle, who is a scientist. He's the one who's working on the technology to uh, basically camouflage yourself.
We don't need the whole episode, Josh. Does he need to go up or down?
Down.
Down?
I feel yeah, because I feel for him because he does it. Originally he does it so he can go see his daughter, but then it turns into okay, I'm gonna go back to crime.
Hey, crime it is. I'm already wait, does he have to get naked to be invincible?
Well, it's a suit. I think he could wear it
Oh,
with
it's a
all the
suit. Okay, I was
clothes.
gonna be like,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
kind of
suit.
weird.
No, it's not
It's a
like a
suit.
cream. Like eventually, you
It's a
actually see
cream.
him. He takes off the mask, and you can see from his head or his neck up.
Okay.
So,
Condiment Man. And we don't have to have the whole spiel, but he's going down. I assume he's
well,
going
yeah,
down.
he's gonna go down. He's a fucking throwaway character.
Is he just like a random, like, first 10 minutes of the episode and then you never see him again in the series?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he's thrown in with. Sorry, I lost my place with them.
He gets beat up and then he gets thrown into Arkham. And Batman's like, man, these guys are getting out of hand. These guys are running out of
Yeah,
ideas.
he just gets tired of it all, and the Joker pissed him off for the last time. He's like, I fuck this shit. He kind of turns himself into like an anti-hero, but he's just everyone makes fun of him because it's fucking Condiment King. So
I'm gonna move condiment down to F. Down to F, right?
yes. Or wait, I was gonna say is that our first step, and then I realized it shifted down.
It's shifted down. We've got so many Fs. Just to recap real quick, because we're in the C's now, but F, or Yeah, so D is the Mad Hatter. Uh, I'll have you recap later. I don't remember all these names. What about Zeus, Josh?
Maxi Zeus. What? Sorry, I didn't have him pulled up. So he appeared only in one episode, of course. His full name is Maximilian Zeus.
So he's the rich kid.
Yep, he's
Noticing a trend here.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, basically under a serious financial crisis, started handling smuggled goods. Um, no powers.
No matter,
Uh,
yeah, the toga apparently doesn't give you powers, as I thought.
yeah, he basically his stick is he steals a giant lightning gun.
Is he F or D?
F.
Man, a lot of hey, people say Batman has the best rogues gallery. I'm not seeing it. I'm not
Oh,
seeing
these.
it, man.
I mean, in his defense, like 5 of the 4 of the 6 in there were one episode. So
Penguin. I don't need his whole history. We know who the Penguin is, Josh. Do you think he's higher than a C?
no, I think he's very much a C. Like you said, I mean, okay, he appears in 9 episodes.
Only 9, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at least 3 of them start with him getting arrested. I'm pretty sure.
He's just he's a mini boss.
Yes.
And that's not about his stature. He's goofy. He's
Yeah,
goofy.
I mean, it's he's he's never. I mean, I of all the villains there is, I feel like he is overused, just like the Joker. But the Joker is just more interesting of a character.
He's a good foil to Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Penguin stays in C. What about Scary Crow?
Oh man. I okay. Well, first off, Professor Jonathan Crane. For those who don't know, 7 episodes.
Hmm.
Part of me kind of wants to move him up to B.
Why is that?
So there is an episode. I think it's actually in the next iteration, the Adventures of Batman and Robin. So like season 3, basically, and on. He acts he kills Barbara Gordon. And
I think I remember this episode.
and all of Gotham is hunting Batman and Robin. He finds out that Commissioner Gordon finds out Batman is Bruce Wayne, and it basically just leads into this epic hunt this whole entire time of Batman running for his life.
And it's Scarecrow who sets all this off.
Yes. Also, he ends up having like I think 3 different designs throughout the animated series.
I didn't like his animated. I didn't like what he looked like in the Batman. I thought that was a very bad portrayal. It was
Yeah.
rough. All right, so we moved Scarecrow up to B. Now let's get to the rest. Now we're up on B where I ranked them. Where's Baby Doll?
Oh, Baby Doll. I like her. I like you said, I agree with the fact. Wait, did we yeah, we already give her name and stuff. Okay. No powers. She's basically a woman stuck in a child's body. Um
She's
I
got
do
the thing that Gary Coleman has, right? Something like that.
yes. Yeah, basically. I do feel for her. Like I do think of all the villains, I feel most sympathetic for her because she's only known as Baby Doll.
She just wants to be taken seriously as a woman.
Right. And she can't be because she's stuck in that body. And she's been portrayed as a baby her whole entire life.
And everyone, and in result, everyone treats her like a baby.
Exactly. So I think, yeah, I think she can stay in B. She is probably of all the one episode villains, at least for the animated series, she's probably the most memorable.
I might go watch that episode after this. Might pull it up. What about Hugo Strange Dick?
I almost did Man Bat because I was looking at Man Bat. Okay, Hugo Strange only appeared. I feel like we did did we skip or did we do the bees where I talked about them?
We talked about a few of them, but not like thoroughly. Baby Doll was like the very first person we did, so that's why we talked about her so much.
It just feels like I talked about him. Okay, sorry. Oh shit. So Hugo Strange, one episode. He is probably. I don't know the comics at this point, or I can't like depict like when which villain found out what. He is one of the only few villains who finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Right, and isn't that the whole? He tells like everybody, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he goes. He basically he tests out this mind. He has this technology that can read minds, and he finds out, or he has Bruce Wayne test out. He finds out he's Batman, and he goes to the villain. He's
Wait,
like, oh, "Okay, well, I'm
wait,
gonna
is
release
Bruce?
it."
Is sorry, is Bruce like? Don't think about being Batman. Don't let him know you're Batman. Don't let him know you're Batman. Don't let him know you're
I'm
Are you
Batman.
Batman? No.
Yeah, basically that's what happens. And then at the very end, Batman changes out the thing, the tape that shows that he's the Batman, and all the villains get pissed. Like, okay, we're gonna fucking kick your ass because you lied to us.
Mhm.
And then we get our first fake out of Robin wears like stilts and wears a mask and a voice changer, and he acts like he's Bruce Wayne. And Hugo goes, "What? What?" And he fucking tweaks out.
And so that way Batman and Bruce Wayne could be in the same place at the same time.
Exactly. Yep.
That's the only reason he was keeping Robin around to do those.
Yeah.
Where's he? Does Hugo stay in the B? Does he go up? Does he go down?
I think he goes for the animated series. He goes down to a C.
Okay, sorry,
We
Hugo.
he had his mind blown in one episode and then never came back.
Morty's mind blowers. What about the guy who I thought was Falcone?
Rupert Thorne.
Rupert Thorne. Was he a lawyer?
No,
Was he a former employee of one Bruce Wayne?
no. I we talked about he's like he's the Falcone for the animated series,
Okay,
basically. Like he is
the puppet master.
no, well, sort of, I guess. He's just the big head honcho for all the gangs. Like he's just a mob boss.
Does he really do anything? He's just there, like sitting in the chair, like make it happen. Damn it! I want this bat taken care of now.
He had 9 episodes of work. God damn it, you respect that man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So yeah, basically he is Falcone in this iteration of it all. Him and Harvey Dent have a thing throughout the whole entire series. There was actually even an episode where he gets chased by I think it's called the Judge is his name.
I remember the judge. Wasn't it just the Joker and the judge's garbs?
It's Two Face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a very
Other than
spooky
that, really,
episode.
it's a very spooky episode. Beyond that, just he's your typical mob boss. Nothing special about him. I think he can go down to I mean D because the gangs are a problem in this. Like it's not like all the other things where it's all the supervillains and their henchmen. It's actually okay, we have to deal with mobsters.
But he's also no Lex Luthor. He may be pulling some strings, but he's not like if when the fight comes to him, he's not going to be fighting.
Exactly. He's gonna have somebody else do the fighting and he's gonna be running like a little bitch.
All right, Talia al Ghul. So we're
Hell yeah.
moving. We're moving. What was his name?
Rupert Thorne.
Rupert Thorne down to D.
Oh, Talia al Ghul. So 4 episodes. Um, obviously, she fell in love with Bruce when he was training with Roz.
Who doesn't?
Um, she's, I mean, one of the more sympathetic characters too, as well, because you feel for her. She wants to be free from her father, but she knows the only way she can do that is if Bruce takes his place as Ra's al Ghul,
Hmm.
which Bruce doesn't want to do.
Bruce doesn't want it. Yeah.
Um, Nothing else beyond that. She's basically just like she's one of 2 love interest in this the animated series. I think she can go down to C
All right.
because
Talia.
beyond that, like she's
I'm
basically
sorry.
her and Catwoman are interchangeable with their things.
They're interested in Bruce, but they can't be with him because of conflicting interests.
Exactly.
Yep. Her dad,
Ra's al
Raul.
Ghul. So he's in 5 episodes. Basically trains Bruce to be who he is and for all the fighting styles. He wants Bruce to take over. In this iteration, I think he was born in like the 14th century. So he's at this point like 500, 600 years old.
He's old as fuck.
He's old as fuck and he wants to retire. But because Bruce won't do it, he goes, okay, well, I'm going to do whatever I can to destroy Gotham to make you come and work for me or become me.
So basically, Batman Begins.
Essentially, yes. Um, we also get like one of the coolest episodes ever, where it's him and Bruce fighting on, I think it's a volcano, with swords.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Does he stay in B or does he go up? What's he do?
I think he goes to sea.
Goes down to C.
Yeah, nothing really interesting about him other than the fact that he can basically keep coming back alive.
Father and daughter reunited down in C. Good for them. Man Bat.
Oh man, Matt. So he is in 3 episodes. It is Dr. Kirk Langstrom. Um, he worked at Gotham Zoo. He was basically trying to develop a formula that will allow humans. Basically, he's like the lizard, or yeah, the lizard
He,
from Spider-Man.
I bet he wanted humans to like see in the dark or have like good hearing or something like a bat.
No, he wants humans to take the next evolutionary step, and he believes that the bats have the key to that.
These scientists are fucking goofy. Where does
And
Man Bat go? Because on paper he seems like a threat, but like in practice, it's like, man, you're a fucking bat.
I think he's a C. Like, yeah, he does pose a threat. And I can't remember if it's the animated series or if it's the next one. I think in one of them, he actually bites Batman. I think Batman actually becomes Man Bat.
Oh, kind of like how Spider-Man becomes a spider at one point.
Exactly.
Huh. Hmm. All right, so that moves us up into A, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. That one. So, Killer Croc, 6 episodes. First episode's Vendetta, last episode's Bane. That's right. You heard me right. Episode is Bane.
Whoa, two muscular guys taking on Batman. Hold on, I need to get a towel.
Um, sorry. He starts out in Florida, I believe is where he's from. He basically has a condition that turns his skin into scales.
Okay, so he's
It's a
yeah.
He's born with it. Yeah, he's not like he became it. It was just he was born with it. He started out as a wrestler who his name was Killer Croc.
Until all the
That
other
that
wrestlers were like, "Icky, I don't want to touch him. Gross. Get out of here."
basically, yeah.
I was just goofing,
Um,
but it's cool.
so yeah, he's just super strong. And he has mixed DNA of human and reptilian, so he's able to like stay underwater for long periods of time. He's strong. His jaw is super strong too. He can make bite or bite down really hard. His teeth are razor sharp.
Does he do that thing where he bites on you and he just spins rapidly until you break your neck?
I'm sure he would. Yes.
That'd be really cool. Was he a big threat for Batman? Like, was he a big opposition at any point in the series?
No.
Just
No.
just muscle.
Just muscle. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he gets his moments, but nothing like Bane or yeah, Bane.
Where's he moving down to?
I think he's a B.
You think he's a B?
I think he's a B because they do give him a little more human element in this one, where in everything else it's definitely more reptilian.
Okay. So then Killer Croc down to B. Poison Ivy.
Yes,
She loves her
poison.
plants and
She does love her
plant-based things.
of all things. Whoops, wrong button, Joshua. There we go. All right, poison ivy.
She's a scientist. We all know this.
Yeah, yeah, 12 episodes.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah,
Go get it, girl.
obviously she has the ability to control plants. She can have them grow to huge amounts. You don't want to know her backstory. Her and Harley become like BFFs.
I forgot about that aspect. That kind of moves her up because anytime they were together, they fuck shit up.
Yeah, they always do. And that's how they became. God, what was their group called?
Is
Birds of
that
Prey.
Birds of Prey?
Birds of Prey.
And I really like them in that Harley Quinn cartoon on Max.
I've yet to see any of that, but I
It's
heard it's
really
good.
good. I've only seen the first 3 seasons, but I've liked what I've seen of it so far.
I mean, what else? There's really nothing else to say about her because she's very one off, but she's also a really good character to be with Harley Quinn as far as like, uh, duo.
And she was a crush early on.
Yes, she still is.
Crushing. Does she stay at A? Does she go up to S?
I think I think she goes up to S.
You think so?
I do only because her and Harley do fuck things up a lot as far as like they fuck shit up when they're together. But her powers, if you think about it, if she wanted to, she could decimate anybody, including Batman, if she actually put her mind to it.
Yeah. I mean, anytime she had like a, a living plant or a giant like Venus flytrap come to life, terrifying, fucking terrifying.
The fact that if you try to kiss her, it's poisonous,
Mm,
it's
still
where
worth,
she gets you.
still worth it. Still worth it.
Also, fun fact: she has a pink car with the plate number as Rosebud.
I do like that. All right, that you've convinced me. Poison Ivy up to the S tier. What about Scarface and his ventriloquist?
Um, Thank you. I was like ventriloquist. There it is.
Where does Jeff
Uh,
Dunham go?
Jeff Dunham, first 5 episodes appearance. The ventriloquist's name is Arnold Wesker.
And I'm guessing he's just a sad, lonely man.
Yeah, he suffers from schizophrenia and psychological trauma when he was younger. He personally carved out Scarface, and like you said, he basically manifested that persona into him, giving him the ability to basically speak out and say what he wants to say without cowering in fear. But unfortunately, it also took its own, or manifested its own soul, in a say, because it also the ventriloquist definitely gets beat up by Scarface a lot throughout the whole series.
And he's got a cute little gun too. He's got his
He
own little
does.
gun.
And it was also probably one of the more humane episodes on here too. Is you watch Scarface get destroyed, like ran over, I think, and just or gets thrown to a wood chipper. Actually, I can't remember what it was. But something like
I
stupidly stupid happens.
I think I know what you're talking about because the ventriloquist is like all beside himself as it's happening, and Batman instead of beating the shit out of him is like kind of comforting him, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and he goes into Arkham. He turns his life around. He gets a job and everything, but then he starts to hear Scarface talk to him through the
Scarface
mirror and
again.
stuff, and he
I
ends
like.
up remaking him.
I do like that. I do like that. Does he stay in A? Does he go down to B? Does he go up to S? I don't
Um,
think he goes up to S.
no, I would say he stays in A, maybe goes to B.
Uh,
I'm
let's
gonna say stays in A.
let's
I
keep
mean,
him in A because I like that. I like him losing Scarface, but then he ends up coming back anyway. He ends up falling back on old habits.
yes.
Selena Kyle.
Selena Kyle. 8 episodes.
That's honestly less than I thought for Catwoman.
I thought that too. I was like, wait a minute, 8 episodes. It doesn't seem like. But then again, you gotta think we also got to throw Talia in that because they're basically interchangeable. Like, yes, sh- um, Selena is more the at this point I'm gonna steal shit, but it's also very much a I'm gonna help Batman out where I can.
I mean, and this isn't a knock against her, but I never liked that outfit in the animated series.
No, I that like don't is it the Michelle Pfeiffer?
I like the Michelle Pfeiffer outfit.
I just didn't like all the like it looked like she had like scars coming down.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like it just
the
threw me
way it
off.
went down.
Yeah.
Do you think she stays in A? Do you think she goes down to B? I don't consider when I think the greatest. Like I'm aware of her, but I don't think like Catwoman's the greatest Batman villain.
No, I honestly I think she goes down to like a D or a C.
Really?
Well, we're going off villains here, and she's very much not much like she steals from other villains. She does steal occasionally from the rich, but in the end, like there always is this. Batman doesn't really arrest her. It's they have like a romantic moment together.
It's like you go, but if you thieve again, I'm gonna get you, kitty cat.
I mean, she even comes back and helps Batgirl for Christ's sake.
I think we can move her down to B. I think any lower and we're just being ridiculous.
That's fine.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, Mister Freeze.
Hopeless romantic Mr. Freeze.
So, uh, 2 episodes, one film, which by the way is the greatest Batman the Animated Series film there is.
It is really good.
It's a really good Batman
Just
movie.
those polar bears are so fucking menacing, dude.
His first appearance is Heart of Ice. His last appearance is Batman and Mister Freeze Sub Zero. Um,
Wait, how many episodes? Just two?
2 episodes, one movie.
Dude, just what fucking great staying power just having 2 episodes. Like those 2 episodes are so good. They're like, we got to give them a movie.
And the movie was so good, and they left it like, I mean, obviously it's not a cliffhanger because you see him alive at the end, but um, for those who don't know, Mister Freeze He basically is a scientist who's trying to fix his wife. His wife has some terminal illness, and I don't think it's ever explicitly stated. But he's using cryogenics to try and like save her life. She basically is stuck in cryostasis and cannot leave this tube. He does work for Goth Corp. Um, using their funds. When the CEO finds out, he basically fires him. He begs to keep her alive. He says, "Go fuck yourself." And then he goes, "Okay, well, then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take everything I've learned from cryogenics, and I'm gonna basically destroy your ass." So he builds himself a cryo suit, freeze gun, you name it. Honestly, probably one of the coolest freeze guns too.
Dude, I think he's S tier. Just based on the
He's
fact that he's only got so many episodes and he's like fucking what was his popularity like before the show?
if I remember correctly, he wasn't like high up there, but he wasn't like low either.
Dude, that's just fucking
But I
nuts.
think the animated series kind of boosted him for
Boosted him.
sure. Oh yeah.
One more A tier to look at here. Two-Face, aka
Yes.
Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent.
So 11 episodes.
That makes sense. Him and Bruce have a relationship.
Yep.
Was he
But
wasn't Two-Face in all 11 of those, right?
no, so they do show the background of what happened to him. Um, they do show him a little bit as a lawyer. They do show memories of him and Bruce hanging out and stuff. I can't remember if it's a movie or if it's one of the episodes where like it talks about one of Bruce's love interest. I think it's in one of the movies. So yeah, it's not the whole time, but it's a good chunk of it. Um, Probably the creepiest iteration of Two Face too. I get that's supposed to represent like the burn marks from the chemicals, but to me, it's always looked like he was more like mummified or something.
Yeah, he looked like a ghoul. I always thought that
Yeah,
side of him looked like a ghoul.
yeah. One of the coolest suits though. I do like his suit. How it's black and white and it's interchangeable.
I'm a fan of the suit as well, and I think having remembered that, oh yes, this is Harvey Dent, there's a lot of backstory. I do think that moves him up to S because he seems like a very personal villain
Oh yeah,
as opposed to
uh,
just this random guy dressed like a fucking hot dog.
yeah. I don't think. I think in this whole series, I don't even think he's going after like rob like in the comics they do have him like robbing people. I think in this one he's just going after like Thorn for the most part.
Going after gangsters, yep.
Yeah,
So we'll
with
move him up
his
to S.
cool ass coin.
All right, and we're up to the S tier, and we've got 5 to look at here. So if any of these need to be moved down, here we go. Starting out with the Riddler,
Yes, the Riddler. So
Mr. Edward. Is it Edward Nigma?
it is Edward Nigma.
Mr. E Nigma.
Yes, 5 episodes.
Hmm.
Um, Definitely has one of the coolest episodes out there.
Is it the chess? Is there a chess episode in this?
It's the maze.
They do. Okay, so they did the
Yeah.
maze in the show, and they also did it in the game. That
Yep.
maze level in the game was just fucking nuts.
Yes, it is. It's honestly the game was so much fun to play when they got to that part, and just watching this episode is just so cool.
Makes you want to replay the game, or at least watch like a replay of the game.
I also want to replay it.
Get
And I
a
also
get a
found out
ROM.
there was a. I will. There, I also found out there's a Sega version of it that I want to try out.
Let's you want to make that our next book club game? We haven't done a
Oh, let's do it.
book club game in a
Yeah,
while.
let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, super smart. He loves his riddles and stuff.
It almost
He's
feels
one
like
of
a game to a certain point with him. It doesn't feel like he's
yes,
doing it to be malicious. He's just like, I just really want to see if I can trick Batman. He.
yeah. At first, it was okay. I want to get back at the people who did me wrong. And then it becomes, oh, Batman, I love you. I mean, solve my riddle.
Solve my riddles, please. Do you have a clue? Do you have a clue what I'm trying to
I,
tell you?
I've got a clue for you.
Got a clue for you. I think he stays in S just because he's
Yes,
a good. Again, I don't want to overuse it, but he's another good foil to the greatest detective ever.
where I think where Bane makes him question his strength, and Joker questions his morality. I think the Riddler makes him use his brain. So yeah, he
He's a
definitely
brain
stays.
tickler,
Yeah, he does a little more than tickle his brain.
and I love his suits. I love his whole outfit. The purple on the green has always been. I've always been a fan.
Oh, and the cane, the fact that he has the flip switch right underneath the question mark, you can press it. Ah,
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So he'll stay in S. What about Bane?
yes, Bane. Um, I did say he only appeared in one episode, correct?
He's only in one episode in the
He's
animated
only in
series.
one episode.
Holy shit!
Yeah. I know that's really depressing if you think about it, because we're talking about the man who broke the bat.
He's a good villain. Now, in the show, was he like all juiced up and didn't really talk and was quiet, kind of like how they did
Um,
him in Batman Forever
no, he
or Batman and
does.
Robin? Or
No, he does do a little bit of talking.
okay,
He is already juiced up at this point. He does fight Killer Croc and basically beats the shit out of him.
I do like that.
In this one, he was a prisoner, just kind of similar to the trilogy.
I think my favorite thing about this version of Bane is the stuff they used to juice him up, which he's got like the tanks and like the tubes going into him. I love that in Batman Beyond, those have become patches and people just patch him on and become like basically Bane.
Is terrible. Not only that, but I feel bad for him in Batman Beyond, how he becomes just that crippled old man who's just like dead,
Yeah,
basically.
he's nothing. He's dust.
Yeah.
Um, S or do we move him down? 'Cause I didn't realize he was
He
only in one
goes
episode.
he goes down. He's only one episode, and it's not even it's
Does he break? He doesn't break Batman in the show. He doesn't break his back.
no. I mean, I think he injures him,
Yeah,
but
I guess
doesn't like
I guess in the '90s they wouldn't have let you break your hero.
yeah.
Where's is he going down to A or B?
I'm gonna say B.
All right, down to B.
He's just not as menacing as say our next villain, Clayface.
Clayface. Dude, I like Clayface. The older I get, the more I relate to Clayface.
I mean, he's such a great character. Like you cannot go wrong with him. Like think about how they used him in Arkham City. Do you remember what they used him for?
Yeah, he was the Joker.
Yeah. And if you could actually find out it was him or wasn't the Joker by pulling up your detective mode and looking for his heartbeat because he doesn't have one.
Right. He's just
So
a
fucking
cool ass
cool.
villain because he could be anyone at any point. And really, when he does that, he's getting to do the thing that he loves.
Yes. 6 episodes. Um, once again, was an actor. He was once called the man with a million faces, which I think is a fucking badass name.
It's a great name. It's a great moniker.
Yes. Um, he was a he then decided, okay, well, I want to do something different. I want people to actually see me for my acting, and they gave him Rowan Daggett gave him that compound that gave him his youthful look and let him change his face, and then he realized, oh shit, this is permanent, and became Clayface.
Oh shit! I'm made of clay.
Yeah, very terrifying scene to see too, because he ends up like he looks in the mirror and he's like seeing his face kind of droop. And he's like, oh shit! So he goes puts more on, and then he's basically just starts clawing his face. Or
I
it
ne-
looks like he's like smearing it, but it's actually clawing his face.
I need to go rewatch his episodes. It's been a little bit, but I remember liking them a lot.
I mean, yeah, I think it's the second episode or the part two of that where he gets introduced. Where at the end of it, Batman takes him to like the control room where you can see all the TV screens,
Hmm.
and he puts on all of his different faces, and he starts to like lose his mind and turns into everybody, and then eventually just like collapse.
Yeah, because when you play everybody, you're nobody.
Yeah,
It's essentially his big flaw is that he's completely lost his identity in all those roles. Does he stay in S or does he go down to A?
I'd say he says this. He is Batman's Sandman. We're definitely seeing a lot of connectivity between him and Spider-Man because that's basically what Clayface is. He can manipulate his body to change into whatever he needs to, and then change his face
Well, and
and his
he
appearance.
can be the most manipulative. He can be the most
Yeah,
exploitative. Like he can become somebody that you love and completely trick you, and then you're fucked. You're fucking baff. You're fucked. So he'll
yeah.
stay in S. What about Harley Quinn?
Oh, Harley Quinn. 9 episodes.
Really?
Yeah,
Only 9.
only 9.
Mr. J.
I mean, obviously, like, what is there not to like about her? It got introduced as a new character in the animated series, was so beloved by not only the fans but by the executives that she became a staple household character.
Yeah, I think there are just as many people who know who Harley Quinn is as there are people who know who the Joker is.
Yep. And I would argue we say there's people who understand, like, who know Harley Quinn's background more than people who know the Joker's, which obviously the Joker's. meant to be very like up in the air, but I digress.
You know what's hilarious? If Batman the Animated Series came out today and they were trying to make Harley Quinn, people would be like, "What are they doing? Just make the Joker. What is this? Stop trying
Yep.
to gender swap, blah de blah de blah." But no, this is a time where you could put a new character in any gender, any race, and nobody gave a shit, or at least nobody had the internet and can go on and bitch about it.
Also, one of the only villains that Batman is sympathetic towards because he understands that Joker got to her,
Mm.
but is also very harsh with her at times.
He, Batman's like, I understand. I've seen his penis.
So you're telling me if you put a bunch of people in a lineup, you could point out the Joker's penis? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it many times. He thinks it's funny to pull it out. I tell him no, Joker, no. They're gonna make me send you somewhere worse than Arkham. You keep doing this.
She also has a crush on the Batman at certain points.
Yeah, but I feel like anytime I saw her do that, it was like out of spite of the J Man. It was just like, well, Joker's being an asshole right now, so I'm gonna go hit on bats. Yeah,
Either way.
she stays an ass, right?
Oh yeah. Also, I love her little hyenas, the Bun Liu.
Her hyenas are cute. I also like her mallet.
Yes.
Mallet's cool. And then what are we doing here? Joker's staying an ass. Joker's not moving down.
Honestly, if there's an above tier, like God tier, he'd go there because guys, it's Mark Hamill. Like he is why the Joker is so popular.
Mhm.
He did such a great job. I mean,
Just imagine that 1-2 punch. Like it's 89. You see, 89 was the first Batman movie, right?
yeah,
The Tim
I
Burton
think
one.
yeah.
89, you see Jack Nicholson play the Joker, and you're like, wow, I don't know how anyone's gonna top that. And then just a few short years later, the animated series comes out, and you're like, they're not gonna be able to top that. And then you hear Mark Hamill talk, and you're like, holy shit, they fucking did it.
You ready for this? 19 episodes, one film.
Good for him. And he was also in the Batman Beyond film.
Well, like I said, this is just the animated series. That's not including the New Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Mhm.
That's not including Batman Beyond. Anything else that Mark Hamill's basically, in my opinion, Mark Hamill, when he voices Joker, that is the same Joker as the animated series.
I'd argue that's some of the best voice acting, like period. Like,
I mean, it's up
I
there
think
with
there's
Kevin Conroy as Batman. Like they're so iconic. There's a reason why people look back at him and go, when Kevin Conroy passed away, everybody was like, Mark Hamill has to retire. And he's like, nope, like we're gonna stay for one more thing, which was Kevin Conroy's last thing, which I think it was. I think it's
Suicide Squad.
No, it wasn't. It was thought to be Suicide Squad, but I think it ended up being that DC animated movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like basically the end of the multiverse.
Well, this was back when voice acting was actually voice act. Like you were actually acting. You weren't just like
Yeah,
getting up and like, I'm
doing a
Kevin
line.
Hart. I'm the bunny in this movie. Oh, I'm a bad bunny. Like no, there's actually, and it's not fair to Kevin Hart. I think he does some okay voice acting compared to some other folks. But that's the list. Hey, we sat down and we did it. Josh, can we do a quick recap-a-roo? You want to start at F and work your way up?
Yes. So starting from the top left of F, we have Count Vertigo, the Terrible Trio, the Red Claw, Rupert Daggett, the Clock King,
Time Wizard.
Condiment King. Yeah, Captain Condiment, not Condiment. You have me thinking
Captain
King again.
Captain Condiment.
Maxie Zeus. In D, we have the Mad Hatter, Lockup, the Invisible Man, and Rupert Thorne. In C, we have the Penguin, Hugo Strange, Natalia Al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, and Man-Bat. In B, we have Baby Doll, Scarecrow, Killer Croc, Catwoman, and Bane.
Ben.
In A, our only person in A is the Ventriloquist and Scarface. And then in S tier, we have the Riddler, Clayface, Harley Quinn, the Joker, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and Two Face.
You know, I just want to say the original tier list, I wasn't too far off, if I do say so
No,
myself.
you were very close for the most of it. There's just some tweaks.
I was close. I was close. Well, hey, we've reached the end of the episode. We're gonna take a little time. We'll be back. What's next Wednesday? We'll be back
It's the
on
8th.
the 8th. which is the day before my birthday. So if you see me around on the internet wishing me a happy birthday, by the way, you can find me on Blue Sky at that Kaufman. At nickkaufman.com is my username on there. It's weird how they do that. It's also my website. You can also find me on Twitter at that Kaufman. I'm still there until it burns down to the ground. I'm on Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight. Can find my work on a hard drive. I just had a piece go out about Crypto, the super dog killing mailmen. So go check that out. What else? Reviews on Game Chronicles. Haven't had one in a while, but go read some old ones. They'll do you some good. And then I have an audio album. I have a sketch comedy album coming out March 16th, 2025. Actually, I have a single coming out for that on my birthday, so I'll post some links to that when it comes out. You'll hear from me again before that's out, so I'll give you the deets. Josh, where can the people find you?
You can find me anywhere and everywhere at I'm Josh Saying. My article at our articles, I'm sorry, at smashinggametime.com, where you can also find Nick's stuff and where our show lives.
Yeah.
And a few game reviews over at Game Chronicles. Same with Nick. It's been a hot minute since I've done one, but go read some old ones.
Yeah, we're finally on each other's Steam libraries, so we've got new games to borrow from each other and not play.
Oh, yes, we do. I think between you and me, I think we have 600.
It's a lot of games. It's a
lot.
lot of games.
And I just bought 5 more.
On Steam?
Yeah.
What'd you buy? Tell me.
Borderlands Game of the Year Edition.
Okay.
South Park Stick of Truth.
Okay.
Chris Tales.
Okay.
It's a turn-based RPG game.
Of course it is.
And then what's it called? Grim Dawn, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
It's basically like Diablo 3-ish, like, above. I'm forgetting one.
The fact that you're forgetting one says you shouldn't have bought it.
It was all like under $2.99, so of course I bought them all.
Mm-hmm. I should probably check out the sale prices before they go back up and see what's on there.
You've got until January 2nd.
True. As Josh alluded to earlier, we do have smashinggametime.com. The podcast lives there. Our words live there. Go check it out. Smashing Game Time's also wherever you can find us on social media. So we're on Blue Sky, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Those are the main ones. We're on TikTok, but who knows if TikTok will still be around in a few weeks. We'll find out shortly. Our intro this time around is Lou Crembo, so go check out Lou Crembo. We've got a link to his stuff in the show notes. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. We don't fuck with those computers. Just tell a friend. Word of mouth is king here. I wanted to sing a little bit there. Yeah, and that's it. Go home. Get out of here. This has been 2024. We're heading into the fourth year of the podcast.
Yeah.
Next week I think we should look at goals for the year for the podcast. And for us. Not like anything where I want 10,000 listeners. Give me 10,000 listeners.
I'm just laughing at the fact you said we're making goals. Like, okay,
we're making goals.
We're going to be the people who are like, yeah, we want to get back in shape and go to the gym. We're going to do it for 2 weeks, then it's going to fall off.
I don't want to do that. I want to get fat. I got gains over here, man. Gains. But hey, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to talk goals, maybe predictions next week. We'll see. Maybe we'll take a look at what we predicted last year and nitpick that as well. But hey, 2025 is right down the tunnel. So we'll see you guys all in 2025. And you're all listening to this in 2025. So hey, hello from last year. We're from the past. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.